Well, that's an appetizing color, isn't it? That's an appetizing color, isn't it?
Okay, and good morning, and welcome to the Board of Commissioners meeting on this October the 8th, 2019. And for introductions, we have Commissioner Deb Shore on the left and Commissioner and Vice Chair Sean Flowerday. And on the right is Commissioner Krista Yoakum and Commissioner Rick Best. And I am Commissioner Roma Amundson, Chair of the Board. Will you please join with me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, and thank you so much. And Mr. Clerk, will you begin the agenda, please?
A copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located on the wall at the rear of the hearing room. Additionally, a copy of all written material to be discussed at today's open meeting is available from the county clerk's staff at the front of the hearing room. The material can also be viewed on the county's website at lancaster.ne.gov. Agenda item 1 are minutes. Approval of the minutes of the Board of Commissioners meeting held on Tuesday, October 1st, 2019.
I move to approve the minutes.
I second.
Well, we have a motion and a second. Are there any corrections? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Abstain.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yoakum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 4 yes, 1 abstention. Number 2 are claims. Approval of all claims processed through October 8th, 2019.
Move approval. I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the claims. Is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yoakum,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next is number 3, special presentations. Grant award of $371,978 from the Bureau of Justice Assistance for enhancement of the Lancaster County Veterans Court. The Honorable John Colburn, Dean Rower, Veterans Court Coordinator, and Jeff Curry, Chief Adult Probation Officer.
Okay. Please come forward and describe this. This is quite a great grant.
Morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
I'm here with Judge Colburn today to talk about our Veterans Treatment Court grant that we applied for, specifically with the help of Kim Etherton from Community Corrections. This grant, $500,000 maximum grant over 3 years. With this grant, it really focuses on helping our veterans treatment, the clients in our Veterans Court. Number one thing that we wanted to focus on was housing, getting our veterans stable in the community, finding them the sober places where they can stay, and get the treatment services through the VA system that we desperately want them to succeed and rebuild in their lives. With this grant, we're able to provide them safe and sober, stable housing. We're able to offer them startup costs so that once they transition out of this transitional home, we can say, hey, let's get you that couch for your place. Let's get you some startup costs to make your stay even that much more successful. Additionally, we're able to offer transportation assistance so that our clients can actually get to VA services in the treatment centers. Our court recently started taking DUI cases, and some of the gentlemen don't have licenses. So some of our clients struggle around to get around town, get to the VA, come to court weekly with Judge Colburn. So with this grant, we're able to provide them transportation in and around Lincoln, maybe even over to Omaha to the VA over there. Another key aspect is the evaluation portion of this grant. State standards that Judge Colburn helped write dictate that every 3 years we have to have a program evaluation to make sure that our court is up to par with what the state has set for the standards. So with this, we're able to comply with that program evaluation. And lastly, a major component is training. We have over 12 people on our team, on our Veterans Court team, who are local attorneys in town, people from the VA, Judge Colburn, Judge Ott, a lot of people committed to the Veterans Treatment Court program. And what we're able to do is provide them ongoing training nationally for what drug courts and veterans courts say are the standards that should be in place. So that's just a brief synopsis of our grant.
I beg your pardon? Yeah, oh, would you introduce
Oh,
yourself?
I'm sorry. My name is Dean Rohr. I'm the Veterans Treatment Coordinator.
Okay. Judge Colbert?
And Judge Colburn with the Lancaster County District Court and the Veterans Court Judge here. We're very excited to have received this grant. Very much appreciate Kim Etherton's efforts in helping us write this grant, and without her, we wouldn't be here, I'm sure. So I want to thank her again for that. This will allow our program to expand and provide more services. Over the last few years, once we started the Veterans Court, we've noticed some deficiencies, and this will allow us to provide, as Dean pointed out, housing, and without housing, it's hard to be successful. And this will allow us to do that, as well as evaluate our program and see how we're doing here in 3 years. So it's a 3-year grant, and we're excited to have it.
Okay, well, thank you. Yes, Deb?
Well, I'm certainly excited about the opportunity for expansion. I was able to attend the first graduation program, and what struck my heart was the mentoring relationship between some of the older vets and the newer veterans that were participating in the program. And it just, you can tell that's what helps to make that successful, is having that relationship.
It
Somebody
really
that cares
does.
for you.
And we continue to get more veteran mentor volunteers, and very much appreciate all of the time and efforts that they volunteer to help this program be successful. So
It's a great program. I'm particularly pleased that you've decided to expand to include DUIs. I think that's a really nice first step, or next step.
Rick?
Really great to see you all again, and taking these kind of complications out of these people's lives, giving them a safe place to live, and then giving them access to transportation so they can live up to the commitments they're making. Really seem like big steps to helping people be successful. So kudos to you, Your Honor, and to you for all the work you guys are doing to help these people turn their lives around. Commissioner Admonson and I were here last week, when you presided over a veterans court. And just so everybody can know, we saw a young man who was facing, I believe, 20 years in prison plus numerous other charges. And his charges were dismissed, and at the end of the ceremony, he made the announcement that he is back in school, on the dean's list, and engaged to be married, and his fiancée was here with him at that time. Really moving ceremony.
Mm-hmm. And the one thing that I really wanted to mention is, it's exactly what Deb said too, is the fact that the mentorship is so important, because he had said when with his mentor that they had grown close, they had really grown close over the 2 years that they had been working together, and they will continue that friendship. So that's tremendous. Thank you for all you do.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Next is 3B, the 2019 Excellence in Education Inspire Celebrating Women's Leadership Award. Karen Wobig, Nebraska Extension, and Tracy Anderson, Lancaster County 4-H Coordinator.
Good morning. I'm Karen Wobig, the unit leader at the Nebraska Extension in Lancaster County office, and I'm happy that we were invited to maybe come here today and share this information. Very pleased to introduce the winner of the Inspire Award for Excellence in Education, Tracy Anderson. So we're just very pleased to have her honored for some of her work. She has a few words to say as well, but Tracy's worked for Lancaster County for 20-some years, 23 maybe? I'm at 20, so I think you're probably 23. Yeah. That's a long time and a lot of connecting with youth in Lancaster County, and we've just, my time in Extension, I've seen some amazing growth and young people that are going to be our future leaders, and certainly in part due to Tracy's work. So we're really happy that she was able to be honored with some of the amazing work that she's done. So Tracy.
Well, Tracy.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a whole lot to say. I just want to thank you for having me this morning. And I think the best part
of this award is that it gets 4-H out there, right? And so people see that, and that's important. This is for inspiring, but people. But I just want to share that Karen nominated me, and so did Vicki Jedlicka, and they both inspire me to work better, harder and better all the time. But we have a great 4-H team as well, and then not to mention our volunteers. We have one right here, Paula Peters. Yeah, she was a longtime volunteer, and her children were in 4-H as well. But it's not just me. It takes a whole bunch of people for the 4-H program to be successful. And the partners throughout Lancaster County, we partner with a lot of different organizations such as the Salvation Army, the Malone Center, different youth organizations. And then, of course, your support. Without your support, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. So thank you for that. Mm-hmm. The only other thing I do want to mention is that we actually have an opportunity for you to learn a little bit more about 4-H if you're interested. I have to plug these opportunities, right? And so tonight we have a 4-H information night, and usually we have about 100 people or so, general public people come who want to learn more about 4-H. And so there'll be static exhibits. We'll have animals. We'll have some llamas, goats, chickens, some things like that. We'll have a short presentation, hot dogs, that type of thing. And so anyway, I did bring some flyers. Should anybody want to kind of peek in on that, it starts at 6 o'clock. So about 6 to 7. It's a pretty short presentation. So, okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say that Inspire Awards are sponsored by the Lincoln Journal-Star. I think 5 or 6 different categories, hundreds of women nominated, and thousands in the room at Pinnacle Bank Arena. And I was just so proud when they announced Tracy's name, and like you said, just got 4-H out there, and you were able to stand and promote the work that you do and the importance of working with young people. And I just want to say congratulations.
Thank you.
I want to say congratulations and thank you for being that advocate for the programming and for doing the work that you do. That's wonderful. And thank you for recognizing her talents and strengths and the work that she does. Yeah.
Well, the one thing about it really does highlight the importance of positive organizations such as 4-H. 4-H really does spark interest in a lot of different aspects for young people, and so your leadership in that regard is just really, really appreciated. And I wanted to comment on something else that I noted about your leadership is that you always recognize the people who work with you. So, thank you so very, very much. Thank you, Karen.
Thank you again for your support. As Tracy mentioned, it's huge. So
You bet.
Thank you.
Okay.
Number 4, consent items. These are routine business items that are expected to be adopted without dissent. Any individual item may be removed for special discussion and consideration by a commissioner or by any member of the public without prior notice. Unless there's an exception, these items will be approved as one with a single vote of the Board of Commissioners. These items are approval of Amendment to County Contract C-17-858 with Vulcan sign for annual supply traffic sign faces. Second Amendment to County Contract C-19-346 with Zell LLC for additional professional services to be provided to the Department of Community Corrections. Received and placed on file the following reports: Clerk of the District Court, Assessor, Register of Deeds, County Clerk, Records and Information Management, and Lancaster County Sheriff's Quarterly Report. Next is number 5, new business.
Do we need to vote on that?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Move approval of the consent items.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the consent items. Please call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 5 is new business, acceptance of the Bureau of Justice Assistance Grant Award to Lancaster County for Veterans Court enhancements in the amount of $371,978.
I move approval.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second to accept this grant. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. B is acceptance of the Bureau of Justice Assistance Grant Award to Lancaster County for reentry initiatives, building systems capacity and testing strategies to reduce recidivism in amount of $999,994.
Good morning. Kim Etherton, Director of Community Corrections. This is a huge deal for my department to be awarded this grant a second time. Super excited to start working on an initiative for women on the reentry end, as well as putting some staff in the jail to work with folks who are in there and not eligible for some of the programming that we have available. So you'll be hearing more from me throughout the course of the next year. This grant requires 1 year of planning, so nothing will happen immediately anyway, but I will be working with the Bureau of Justice Assistance to start completing a planning process for this grant, so thank you.
Move approval?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second in the approval of this resolution.
And, Sean's right, and Kim has been thinking about this idea for probably 4 or 5 years, and researching different grant opportunities and different strategies, because we know that there's that population that high recidivism risk, and how we target that, and then also the female component, and knowing that some of those initial screening tools and programming tools were intended for young males, and how we are dealing with females of all ages, and how we might more successfully integrate them back into the community. And so this gives us opportunity to do a lot of different things. I just wish we could get that additional $6 so we can say it's $1 million grant. Seems great.
Was there a $6 processing fee? Like what?
It is literally just the way the budget worked out. And
Fair enough.
what is very funny about this is the grant that I wrote for 2017, the reentry grant, was actually the exact same amount, $999,994. I saw that and I thought I don't know what I thought, but it was funny.
Kismet or something. So it's meant to be, and we'll be excited to learn more throughout this planning year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. C is a resolution in a matter of authorizing the chair, the vice chair, and other commissioners to declare a disaster emergency pursuant to Nebraska Revised Statute 81-829.50.
Move approval.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the resolution. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 5D has been requested to be delayed till the end of the meeting. E is Computer Matching and Privacy Protection Act Agreement with the Social Security Administration for information sharing with Lancaster County General Assistance. The term of the agreement is from January 1st, 2020 through June 31st, 2021. There is no cost to the county.
Move approval?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the agreement. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. F is certification of compliance with the Information Exchange Agreement with the Social Security Administration for electronic access to SSA information, records, and data through the Nebraska Health and Human Services System. There is no cost to the county.
I move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the agreement. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 5G is educational affiliation agreement with Bryan Medical Center for students at Bryan College of Health Sciences to pursue educational experiences at the Mental Health Crisis Center. The initial term of the agreement is 1 year from the date of execution. There is no cost to either party.
I move approval.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the agreement. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. H is an agreement with JEO Consulting Group, Inc. for engineering services for the replacement of County Bridge N-114. The agreement shall be effective upon notice to proceed, and all work shall be completed on or before February 4th, 2020. The total cost is $52,415.
Pam Dingman, Lancaster County Engineer. So Bridge N-114 is like many other bridges in Lancaster County. It has a story, and the story is kind of sad. It is a bridge that washed out in a storm in the 70s. The then county engineer replaced it with used bridge parts for about $500. Since then, we have spent well over $40,000 trying to stabilize this bridge. It has about 4 to 8 cars a day on it. So you might say, Pam, why do you want to replace a significant structure for 4 to 8 people a day? Doesn't seem in line with what you've said. And the reality is this is the only access of the village of Denton to their well field. And so they have to go out and test this well field, test this well a couple times a day because it's had some contamination issues too. And so what we're doing is about a year ago, we bought T-beams from Concrete Industries that they had been unable to sell for a number of years. They're sitting in their yard. We bought them for $1. And they are currently storing those beams for us in order for us to rebuild the bridge abutments. And then we are hopeful that in cooperation with the Lincoln Parks Department and as well as the Village of Denton, that we can rebuild this bridge for a fraction of what would be the normal cost. And this is the contract to actually do the design of the bridge with the T-beams that we've acquired.
Okay.
I move approval.
I'll second.
Sad story could have a happy ending.
Well, hopefully, I am going to hopefully attempt to get an innovation grant from the Nebraska Department of Transportation when they open their grant period again. Last year, we did apply for a grant for this bridge, and I was a little shocked that they didn't think we were innovative enough to receive a grant, but we're going to give it another run, and so hopefully we can further reduce the cost to the taxpayers of Lancaster County.
Actually, I was thinking this is a creative and innovative response to this bridge, so yeah, very good.
And I really want to commend you for your foresight in spending that $1 on those beams. That's tremendous. That's
Thank
a
you,
great
Commissioner
cost that's a great savings to the taxpayers. Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 5I is an agreement with Gannett Trucking and Excavating, Inc. for the maintenance of certain county roads pursuant to Special Permit Number 19032. There is no cost to the county.
I move approval.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. J is an agreement with Hope Spoke to provide for professional case management services at the Youth Services Center. The term of the agreement is from July 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2020. The cost of the county is not to exceed $76,856.34.
I move approval.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the agreement. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. K is a contract with White Castle Roofing and Gutter for Lancaster County West O Street DMV roof replacement. The work included in this contract shall begin upon execution of the contract. The final completion date shall be October 31st, 2019. The cost of the county is not to exceed $25,598.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Karen Peterson, Lancaster County Property Management. This is the original roof on the structure at 500 West O Street. We've done some repairs. It's time to tear it off and start
Is it a
over.
rolled roof, or what is it?
It's a composite shingle. There is
Composite.
no membrane on top of this roof, so it's a little bit different than
Oh,
our
really?
facility at 46th and our street. So
So what are you going to put on it?
we are replacing it with a composite shingle.
Okay.
With a product similar. We had a good bidding climate. We had 6 responses, so I'm pretty comfortable with that. We're ready to get going before the snow flies. So.
Good, good.
I just want to let you know, when this was put on the agenda, there was a number of kind of blank pages and pages that were a part of the bidding process that weren't filled out and didn't need to be filled out, those were removed. So the one that you'll approve later has been changed a little bit, just take out all those excess pages.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Any question from you? Great, thank you.
Move approval.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
I just want to say for full disclosure, I have a son that works at White Castle. Although he is not involved in the bidding processes, he is featured as an employee on their website. He actually oversees the crews to make sure the work gets done.
Okay, well, thank you for that explanation. And any other discussion? Please call the roll.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
You have-
5D is adoption of the 2020 Lancaster County legislative priorities.
Hot off the press.
Really off the press.
I'm Kerry Egan, Chief Administrative Officer for the county. 1 through 3 were as drafted, so no changes there. Number 4 was the additional priority that the board would like to adopt. It's the Adopt the Advanced Mental Health Care Directives Act under LB 247. That is the language that I would propose. I've taken some of it from the statute and some of it from our letter of testimony that we supplied last year, but you do have time to change it if the board would like to rephrase it.
Any comments? Okay,
Thank you.
I will move approval of the 2020 legislative priorities.
And I would second.
have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next is number 6, public comment. Those wishing to speak on items relating to county business not on the agenda may do so at this time.
Okay, anyone in the audience who wishes to speak?
I do.
Mhm.
I know you're shocked. Good morning. My name is Paula Peterson from 12700 Rock Creek Road, Waverly, Nebraska. I know most of you know me or have seen me around. Number one, I want to thank you for what you're trying to do with the roads in Lancaster County. I do not agree with the JPA. I do feel that it is potentially not an equitable. I know there's no such thing as fair tax. I mean, that's just part of life. It goes with it. But with the things that I'm seeing, and I'm sorry, I'm not very good at this, but the things that I'm seeing, I'm just not feeling comfortable that we have the mechanisms in place to make sure that everything will be handled in the best way. I don't understand. At this point, I know that it's all up in the air and that nothing is set. But I'm having problems understanding where the projects are going to come in that the JPA is going to be voted on. From what I can see, it's still going to be handpicked by the county engineers because they're the ones that know what projects need to be done. But by having the different groups on, I don't think you're going to have what needs to be done as a priority for the residents. It'll be what's priority for, from what I've seen, it's going to be new projects rather than fixing a lot of the older bridges. I understand this safety issue with the roads. I understand that, but I don't feel that to me that should be a county-wide project, not a specific group. And right now you're looking at the acreages and farmers that are going to take a bigger hit on this. I know I have presented before that the wheel tax, as it's stated right now, will be 114% increase on our particular operation. I have a real problem with a tax that is greater than the cost of the item. I shared before that my stock trailer costs $16.79 to license, and this is going to be a $37 fee. I'm also concerned that if you end up partnering with Lincoln, there's going to come in and take, because right now the concept is that you're going to go ahead and use the revised proposal for the wheel tax, but if you bring Lincoln into it, I don't feel I have any guarantee that you just won't take the Lincoln taxes over, and that's going to jump my taxes about 210% if we go with the full. And in the ag economy, I know this isn't an attack on farmers, but it's hard. I mean, I'm really struggling with how we're going to come up with an additional $1,480 as it is. I know you're going to need additional funds, that this isn't the ending point, and I just don't know how we can do it. I know you guys are in a rock and a hard place here, but I really wish you could look at a different direction. I appreciate what you do. I know you're continuing looking at other things, but I just really thought I need to open my mouth one more time and just share. I appreciate what you guys are doing. I really, really do. I would not want to do what you guys are doing. So thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming.
Number 7 are announcements. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold a staff meeting on Tuesday, October 8, 2019 at 8 a.m. in the Bill Luxford Studio of the County City Building, and will not hold a staff meeting on Thursday, October 10, 2019. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold its next regular meeting on Tuesday, October 15, 2019 at 9 a.m. in Room 112 of the County City Building, with the Board of Equalization immediately following. County Commissioners can be reached at 402-441-7447 or commish@lancaster.ne.gov. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners meeting is broadcast live on Link TV City. For the rebroadcast schedule, visit lincoln.ne.gov. Meetings are also streamed live on Link TV and can be viewed on YouTube. Number 8 is executive session.
Well, I've got that language.
I move we go into executive session for purposes of legal advice, pending litigation, and to protect the public interest.
I second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second that the board enter into an executive session. Please call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Okay, the Board of Commissioners is now in executive session for the purpose of discussing, receiving legal advice and pending litigation, and to protect the public interest.